Welcome to Dr. Reed & Co. Movies. Today I am going to explain sci-fi and action film called In Time. Spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. Humans are genetically engineered to stop aging on their 25th birthday. After that, you get one more year to live unless you earn more time. In this world, time is the currency and you can earn and spend it. This means, if you give some time to someone from your life, only then you will get something in return. Here in a new different world, when people want to buy something, they will have to exchange it for time. They keep time in their time capsule, which can be used and given to anyone, anytime. This is story of Will Solis, a young man, 28 years old, who lives with his mother, who looks much younger than him, because after the 25th year, they stop aging. Though that same day it's his birthday and she turns 50, Will lives in Ghetto City. The people of this city are poor. They all have a maximum time of 24 hours. All of them have to buy time by working every day, otherwise their life will end. Will's mom gives him 30 minutes for lunch from her life by grabbing Will's arm. By grabbing each other's arm they can transfer time in each other's clocks. Also, his mom says, "I have work today, that's why I will not come tonight. Meet me at the bus stop tomorrow." Will agrees and says, "When you come back, we will celebrate your birthday." Will goes to work. When he goes to buy coffee, he sees that the price has increased. Before, coffee's price was 3 minutes, but now it's 4. After work, Will goes to a bar, where he meets his friend Boral, but Boral is always drunk. Will sees a drunk rich man with 100 years of time in his watch. Will sees another man, who works for Fortis, who steals others' time and kills them. Will goes to the rich man and tells him to leave or someone is going to steal his time and kill him. He does not pay attention to Will's words. At that moment, Fortis appears and takes everybody out of the bar, except for the rich guy. These men wants all his time. They are going to fight for it by doing what seems like a strange arm wrestling, but he was so drunk, he first goes to the toilet. Will goes in to save him from the bad guys. His name is Henry Hamilton. Henry has a time of 116 years. He asks Will, "How old are you?" Will says 28 years. Henry says, "My age is 105 years. Actually, Henry lives in the city named Greenrick. All the rich people lives there and they all live for thousands of years. That's why he have lived for 105 years and has more time for 116 years, but he has no desire to live. He wants to finally die. That's why he came to the most dangerous neighborhood to get drunk in a bar." Henry says, the reason why taxes and the cost of living are getting higher is because, in order to let the rich live forever, the poor must die. Not everyone can live forever. Next morning, while Will was sleeping, Henry gives him 106 years and leaves a note that says, "Don't waste my time." He keeps a few minutes for himself and goes to sit on top of a bridge. Will wakes up and looks at his watch. He has got all the time that Henry had and he knows that Henry's life is about to end. Will runs to the bridge, but Henry's time ends and he dies. After Henry's suicide, Will goes to see his friend Beryl. Beryl has a drinking problem. He gives his friend 10 years and he immediately goes to a bar. That night his mother comes back from work and has to take a bus to meet Will. The cost of the ride is now 2 hours, but she has only 1 hour and 30 minutes remaining, and also it's 2-hour walk. She can't afford it, so now she must run. Realizing she wasn't on the bus, Will starts running to reach her, but just as they are about to touch each other, her time is over and she dies in Will's arm. In the meantime, we now meet Raymond Leon, the leader of the timekeepers, who would be like the police of this reality. They discover Henry's body and now they want to know where all that time is, because they are the timekeepers, and that's what they do. Will is sad about the death of his mother and decides to leave the poor time zone and go to New Greenwich, a luxurious residential area on the outskirts of the city, where rich people live. In search of revenge, he gets into a cab and passes through the different time zones, paying tolls, inaccessible to the rest of the people in the city. In New Greenwich, Will observes how all the rich people lives. Without the need to run, Will goes to an expensive hotel and gets a suit. He can now do what rich people can: sleep, eat, drink champagne, see nice girls. The police watch the cameras and they see Will in the recording. And they also realized that someone has moved through different zones. The timekeepers assume that Will robbed and killed Hamilton. Will also goes to a casino, for which he has to give 1 year for his entry, because he is not a member there. The name of the person with whom he plays poker is Philip. His age is 85 years. He gives time on loan to people in Greenwich. He also has a daughter, whose name is Sylvia. In a game between Will and Philip, Will bets all the years of his life and keeps only 30 seconds for him. But before his time runs out, he wins. And in this game, Will wins 10 times a year than before. Sylvia invites him to a party the next night. Will buys an expensive car and goes to the party. Philip introduces her mother, his wife, and his daughter Sylvia. She talks and dances with him. She knows he came from the ghetto. Will takes her to the beach, which is at her backyard, and they go into the sea. After some enjoyment, they came back to the party. Then the police arrived and interrogated Will. He explained that Henry Hamilton gave him 109 years, and the rest he won in gambling, but the police didn't believe him, so they took all his time and left him with only 2 hours. Then Will escapes and kidnaps Sylvia. The cops follow him, but he managed to lose them. Now, Will's time is running out and he asks Sylvia to give him 1 hour from her time, but Sylvia refuses and says Will killed Henry Hamilton. She demands to be returned to her house, but Will does not agree. Their car gets into an accident and both of them faint. They are now in Ghetto City. After the crash, the mafia guys show up and steal the girls' 100 years' time, but they hear a police siren, so they had to leave. Sylvia and Will regain consciousness. Sylvia looks at her watch. She has only half an hour remaining. Will gives her a few minutes from his time, and then both of them leave the area. Will attempts to get some time back from Ball, but his wife Greta tearfully explains that he has drunk himself to death. Now they have only 3.5 minutes left, and they will die after time is up. But Sylvia has 2 expensive earrings. They manage to get a day each by selling Sylvia's earrings. Will calls Sylvia's father to demand 1,000 years, and he also talks to Raymond. Raymond tells him that even if he gets the time, he will not be able to use it, which means Raymond will kill him. Will says that it is okay if it is so. Then tomorrow morning, on the timeline of the Dayton Company from where people by the time give these 1,000 years among the people. Then they go to his house and Sylvia asks some questions about his family. He tells her that his mother timed out and his father was a fighter. He explained how his father used to win the fights. He would wait until the moment when his time is about to run out, and when the opponent looks at his clock and loses his attention, he would turn his arm around and end up winning. The next morning, they waited for her father to send the time for the ransom, but he didn't send it. Will releases Sylvia anyway, and tells her to call her dad to pick her up. He gives her a gun to defend herself. While Sylvia is talking to her father, the timekeeper shows up and pulls a gun on Will, but she shoots him. Will sees that his time is about to run out on his watch as well. Although Raymond can take time at any time, but Will is going to take his car, so Will gives some time to Raymond so he can survive. Now Sylvia is also a criminal to the timekeepers. Her father tries to bribe Raymond, but he refuses to take it. Will and Sylvia stop a cab, steals some time, the car, and spend the night there. Now committed to ending the system, Will and Sylvia rob Waze's time banks, giving the extra time capsules to the needy, because Sylvia's father has many places where he lends time to poor people at very high interest rates. In 5 days they did 6 robberies. Meanwhile, Fortis continues to murder and loot the people of the ghetto. And now, they are going to try to catch Will, as the police is offering a 10-year bounty. Meanwhile, Will and Sylvia go to a hotel and rent out all the rooms so no one can bother them. Fortis gang ambushes them and catch Will and Sylvia, making the same mistake he made with the millionaire in the bar. He thinks Will deserve a final chance, so they will fight, because Will have lot of time in his clock due to bank robberies. Will seems like he's going to die, but using the same technique his father used, he waits for the opponent to lose focus, and manages to time out Fortis in an arm wrestling match and then shoot his thugs. Then Will and Sylvia runs away from the hotel, because the police are also there. Will tells Sylvia that giving time away to the poor is useless because the rich just increase the interest rate on loans, therefore increasing the cost of living. He and Sylvia then decide to rob her father's vault of a 1 million years capsule. They go back to New Greenwich to see Philippe. Sylvia seems to give up, but Will infiltrates as one of the bodyguards and they take Philippe to steal 1 million years. Philippe has his password as the birthday of his other daughter, so they easily steal a 1 million years capsule, but before leaving, Philippe tells them that for a few to be immortal, many must die. No one should be immortal. If even one person has to die, all the cops panic because they've stolen 1 million years. So they start chasing Will and build a barricade of cars to keep him out of the ghetto city. Raymond follows them in the car. He looks at his clock and realizes that he has only 44 minutes left. Raymond calls and asks for his salary to be sent to him, which is in the form of time. Will gets to the ghetto, but the police crash his car. Will gives the time capsule to the poor girl so that she shares the time with the rest of the people of the ghetto. Hearing the news of getting time, everyone starts running to take time, and Will and Sylvia hides in the crowd and they escape. Raymond is still chasing them, and just as he is about to arrest them, having neglected to download his day's salary, Raymond times out. Will and Sylvia realize that there is less than a minute left on their clocks. Will realizes that in the car, the cop has some time. They start running toward Raymond's car. Will arrives first and takes time from the car. And in a similar scene to the one at the beginning, he catches up to Sylvia and now they both survive. TV reports show factories in Dayton shutting down as everyone has enough time and abandons their jobs. The citizens of the poor region begin to migrate and cross over to the richer places. Having seen the consequences of his obsession with the pair, Raymond's colleague Jigger orders the timekeepers to return home. Will and Sylvia are still fugitives and now the reward for them is 100 years. Will and Sylvia progress to larger banks still trying to crash the system. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like, share and subscribe to watch more videos like this.